Welcome to the Coastal Kitchen. I'm Karen Mashers, and today, if you're having a Super Bowl party, I've got a couple little items that you might want to include in your menu. Today we're having baked barbecued chicken wings. We've got asparagus wrapped in puff pastry, a wonderful Brie Beggars purse, and cheesy dill biscuits. So let's start with our chicken. Here's what you need for baked barbecued chicken wings. First, I've got 14 chicken wings, and this is the whole wing. They've been washed and patted dry. I'm going to take them and put them in my bowl. Just throw them all in this bowl. And I'm going to use 3 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm just going to pour that right over those chicken breasts. Grab this real quick, and I'm going to put some salt and pepper right over the top. And then we're going to mix them up with our hands. Just coat each piece, make sure it's all mixed up in there. And then we're going to place them in our glass baking dish. I'm going to pack them a little bit close. Want them nice and close. And I haven't cut anything off of these wings. We're going to put them in a 400-degree oven and let them bake for about half of an hour. Get all these little things in here. Just a tiny bit of room between the two. And some on the side. The fun thing about these kind of wings is they will be covered with barbecue sauce, but if you like blue cheese or ranch or some kind of hot pepper mustard sauce that you serve them with on the side, that's all in how you like it. Okay, this is going to go straight into the oven, 400 degrees. We're going to pop that right in. While that's cooking, we need to start on our sauce. Sauce is real easy. I'm going to turn this on real quick. Medium saucepan, medium heat. I have orange juice, about half a cup. I have brown sugar, apple cider vinegar, 2/3 of a cup. Put that all in together and just give it a quick whisk. We're going to let this boil, and as soon as it boils, we're going to take it off of the stove. And as soon as our wings are done, we're going to put this sauce right over the top and let them bake some more. Okay, now it's time for ketchup. I've got my ketchup. Put that right in. It's about 2 cups. And if you have a favorite barbecue sauce that you like to use it. Make it easy on you. All right, Worcestershire sauce. 1 tablespoon. All goes in, and we're good to go. Now we're going to give it a nice whisk until it boils. Love the smell of vinegar. All right, that's going to be going in just a minute. It's all mixed up. Let that boil. And we'll be back in just a minute to start with our Brie round.
A KTMC TV and the Coastal Kitchen would like to say thank you to our sponsors at Food Lion, your neighborhood grocery store. Since 1957, Food Lion has been offering the highest quality products at low prices with great service. Swing by your local Food Lion today to find all the ingredients needed to make the meal featured on this week's show.
Welcome back. My sauce has already boiled. I'm going to finish whisking that as I bring it over. Got one more ingredient to put in for the basic sauce, which is my mustard. And I'm using some brown mustard just because I think it has a little tiny bit of a different flavor and I want something a little more pungent in my sauce. Okay, let's get that in. Just nice whisk, and it stays off of the stove now. You know, everybody likes their own type of barbecue sauce, and what we've just done is made the basic. I like to have a little heat on my chicken wings, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of red pepper flakes, and I'm just going to put some in my hand and pop them in. If you want to use your own hot sauce, anything that you like to make it that little bit of your own, just pop it in the pan and give it a stir and let it sit for a few minutes. Okay, we've got that done. It's just going to sit while we wait for our chicken wings to get done. Let's come over here and do our brie. The ingredients you need for the Beggars purse are now, brie is a fun thing to have at a party. I use one sheet of puff pastry, and what I'm going to do is, because it comes tri-folded, I'm going to put just a touch of flour on it, and I'm going to make sure these seams are nice and tight. Make sure you let the puff pastry thaw as directed on the package, okay? Takes about 40 minutes. All right. Now, I'm going to take this puff pastry and I'm going to put it in my pie shell. I think I can do it this way and make it a little bit easier on me. Just roll it halfway up, and I'm going to lay it over the top of my pie plate. And I'm using a pie plate because it's easier for me, especially when I'm cooking. Okay, we're going to take, let me grab a spatula or a spoon. I'm going to take some apricot jam, and I'm going to take about 2 tablespoons and put on the bottom, and just in the center, nice round shape, just the same size as your brie wheel. Get it nice and coated, and then we're going to take our brie. Now you can see it looks nice and white. That's the rind of the cheese, and we're going to leave that on. We're going to place that cheese right on the top of the jam, and we're going to put some more on the top. Just smother it and cover it. If you don't want to use apricot, you can use raspberry. Anything that you like to make it your way. I like the apricot because it gives it a really nice flavor. Okay, got that on, and now we're going to start with our fruit. And here again, you can use any type of fruit that you want to make combinations of, but I'm using tart cherries and cranberries, and I'm going to put that right on the top. Covering, and don't mind anything falling over the sides. Let's get all that in there. Like a whole bunch. And now we're going to use some golden raisins right on the top of that. Just spread them around to where it looks like a real pretty picture. I'm using some pecan pieces. Throw some of those on top. And some walnut pieces. That looks good just like it is, doesn't it? Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece of string, just regular old kitchen string. Slide that right there. Put that over here. I'm going to take the ends of my brie and I'm going to gently pull it up to the top. Gonna fold this over. Take my string. You can see how I'm turning the flaps back. We're going to make a nice little tie here. Just enough to hold it up. And I always do a bow because it's easier to get a hold of to take it down. Okay. Pull those flaps up. We're going to cover these sides by pulling them together. Just give them a good tuck in. Last one. And it's supposed to look just about like that. I've got 2 tablespoons of water and 1 egg that I'm putting together here. And I'm going to give them a nice little whisk. Just to where it's foamy. And let me grab a, what's wrong, drawer. I'm going to get a brush, and I'm just going to put this egg wash right on the top. Want all these little pieces to stick together. And this is going to go into the oven, 400 degrees, till it's nice and golden brown on the top. Might take 40 minutes, it might take 50. Just make sure you get that egg wash all over the top of that puff pastry. Okay, that's good. I'm going to do a little more tucking. Just want it to be all nice and together. And we're going to put that right in our oven. 400 degrees. And that's good to go. We're going to have a word from our sponsor right now. We'll see you back in just a few minutes.
ATMC TV and the Coastal Kitchen would like to say thank you to our sponsors at Holden Brothers Farm Market in Charlotte for supplying the fresh produce on this week's show. For over 25 years, the Holden Brothers Farm Market has specialized in the freshest locally grown produce on their 250 acres in Charlotte. Swing by their indoor market located near mile marker 10 on Highway 17 or check them out online at holdenbrothersfarmmarket.com.
Welcome back. Our chicken's just about ready to come out of the oven. I'm going to move this over to the side. We've got things cleaned up. And that chicken smells great. Okay. There we go. Close this oven back up to keep the heat in. And the chicken looks fabulous. All right, time for the sauce. And what I'm gonna do is just drizzle sauce over everything. Boy, this is gonna be fun to eat. Get every last little drop here. Okay. Now I'm going to take another brush just because I want to make sure that I get everything all over each piece. Give it a nice little brush. Make sure everything's covered. Ooh, boy, that smells good. Now, it needs to go back into the oven, 400 degrees, for another half an hour. The one thing I will tell you, my husband likes his chicken to fall right off the bone, and so I might just leave it in an extra half hour because that makes it so tender it will fall right off the bone. All right, back in the oven. And we're ready to start on our asparagus wrapped in puff pastry. Today is about puff pastry too. For asparagus wrapped in puff pastry, you'll need okay, party food. We're going to cut this in thirds, and it's real easy because it is a trifold, as I said earlier. And then we're going to cut the puff pastry into strips. And just need to make them about an inch thick. We have already washed the asparagus. And we're going to cut the ends off in just a sec. And this is real easy to wrap. You can use the baby asparagus or the large asparagus, whichever happens to be in the store at the time. We're going to cut that all the way. One more will make it work. Okay. You can use Pam, or if you have a mister, that's M-I-S-T-E-R. Spray your pan, baking pan, just a nice good spray. And we're going to move this over just a sec and test our asparagus. Okay. And I'm going to cut these all at about the same spot. You know, you can use these ends to make asparagus soup with, or vegetable stock. Okay, now I'm going to take one piece of puff pastry. I think I'll start at this end. Hold my asparagus at a little bit of an angle, wrap the top, and come around just like a candy cane. And lay it right on your baking sheet. Just hang on with your fingers up at the top, come right down like a candy cane. And we're on a roll here. It's not hard, doesn't take very long to do, and it's wonderful. And again, this is something that you can make a great sauce to go with for dipping, or it's wonderful just to eat on its own. Okay, I'm pulling the puff pastry as I go, make it a little bit thinner. You can do it the way that you like it. We're gonna finish these. Keep an eye on our chicken, and we should be back in just a few minutes. I'm gonna pop these into a 400-degree oven. Take about 30 minutes, depending on the oven that you've got it in. Doesn't take very long at all. Great taste, great flavor. So let's have a word from our sponsors, and we will be back in just a few minutes. You can find us on www.atmctv.net, or you can check us out at Facebook.
ATMC TV and the Coastal Kitchen would like to say thank you to our sponsors at Food Lion, your neighborhood grocery store. Swing by your local Food Lion today to find all the ingredients needed to make the meal featured on this week's show.
We're back for some quick biscuits. These are those lovely cheesy biscuits that you get at a certain place that sells seafood. The cheesy biscuit recipe is as follows. Let's take 2 cups of Bisquick. Just throw it in the bowl. We're gonna put 2/3 of a cup of milk, and we're gonna stir. Nice and mixed up here. This will make about 9 biscuits, and there are 2 little boys in my family, and these are their favorites. And if you don't know how to make biscuits, these are sort of no-fail. Anybody can make these biscuits. All right, I'm putting about 1/2 cup of cheddar cheese in. Just gonna pop that right in. Nice mix. And I'm going to put my hands in it because I like to get my hands all over dough. So much fun. Okay, not going to mix it too much. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to break off my biscuits. I'm just going to get me a nice little pull here. Sort of like a drop biscuit, but I'm dropping it with my fingers. And I like them pretty big. Those chicken wings smell wonderful. Tasty treat here. Okay, let's get the last little bit of this cheese and put it on the top of this biscuit. Okay, oops, move that just a little bit further out. Give my hands a little bit of a wash. And I've got some melted butter. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take about a teaspoon of garlic salt, put it right in the melted butter. And then I'm going to take about a teaspoon of dill and pop that right in the melted butter too. Give it a nice little stir. I like dill cheese biscuits. Okay, let's get biscuits right up here. Now these are going to go in a 475 oven for about 10 minutes, give or take. But we're going to put a nice little coating of butter on the top of these biscuits. It's got that wonderful dill and garlic in there. And then when they come out of the oven, we're going to do the same thing again. Okay. We're going to keep that right there. We're going to put these in that 450 oven, and they'll be out before we know it. All right, let's take a look at our chicken wings. Ooh, perfect. Asparagus is getting there, nearly done. Let's move that up just a touch. And we'll be back to plate our food as soon as those biscuits are ready. Be right back.
ATMC TV and the Coastal Kitchen would like to say thank you to our sponsors at Holden Brothers Farm Market in Charlotte for supplying the fresh produce on this week's show. For over 25 years, the Holden Brothers Farm Market has specialized in the freshest locally grown produce on their 250 acres in Charlotte. Swing by their indoor market located near mile marker 10 on Highway 17 or check them out online at holdenbrothersfarmmarket.com.
Okay, we're back and ready to get set to have a party. Let's take the string off of our Beggars purse. Just pull that very nicely. And let's get it unstuck. Get it pulled out. Have to be just a little careful, but it works. We're gonna pull that right away. Well, you know, it's a good thing I have my scissors here. There we go. With our asparagus, the one thing that I do want to tell you is before it went into the oven, I sprayed it again and lightly salted it. I've got some brown mustard to dip it in. We've got our cheese biscuits out. Our chicken wings are done. You serve it with the beverage of your choice. And I hope you have a wonderful time with your friends and family. See us again at the Coastal Kitchen, www.atmctv.com or Facebook. You can check us out there. We love to hear questions and we'd love to hear from you. Have a great day. See you soon.
This is ATMC TV Channel 3. We bring you the best of Brunswick.
Is 6:30 too early for a Get Fit workout? Are your weeknights too hectic to catch West Brunswick football? Find yourself missing all your favorite ATMC TV shows? Well, now you don't have to. ATMC TV is airing all their latest shows on demand. Stop, pause, fast forward, or rewind. Watch your shows on your time. Tune to Channel 1 to see shows like Get Fit, Tea Time, Community Spotlight, and more. Stay connected to beautiful Brunswick County with ATMC TV on demand. Brought to you free by ATMC.
My granddaddy is the best granddaddy ever.
Where does he work?
AMC Wireless.